Hello.
Welcome back to the HNU podcast with your host, Himalay, and
Urvashi.
if you can, like, subscribe and share
If you like it.
That's what I'm feeling nowadays.
That was so dramatic.
That's what I'm feeling nowadays. It's like I finish work and I'm like, fuck.
What do you think is causing it? Is it just the way you're feeling? Like, is it anything specific?
It's because every day feels like the same day.
I get what you mean.
I'm just repeating it day in, day out.
You need something to change.
Yeah. I guess it's because there's nothing going on in terms of like going out, seeing friends or making plans.
Yeah, at the moment at least.
At the moment, until it comes through. Today is the 4th of May, so May the 4th will be with you. Is that what you do?
I have no clue.
Is that what they do?
I have not watched Star Wars, so I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm getting butchered for that one.
I don't know what that was, I'm sorry.
May the 4th be with you.
Okay, I've heard that phrase before. But...
No, do you know what? Star Wars, all that. I'm kind of a fake Star Wars fan because I started watching it with the new ones that came in.
Mandalorian?
No. Actual Star Wars and then the Mandalorian.
Okay.
But I didn't watch the old ones.
You fake fan.
I'm a fake fan. I apologise. But hey, they gained a fan with these new ones.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm still like, I need to. There's so many movies that are just classics that I've just not watched. Not watched any of the what's it called?
What?
Damn it! What's it called? The one with the John Wick dude in it. I'm pretty sure he's in it, with the bullets and that.
Oh, The Matrix.
That one. Not watched The Matrix. Any of them.
We both need to sit down and watch them properly. I mean, I watched like the first one, but I didn't really watch it. If you get what I mean, it was just on. In the background kind of thing. Yeah, while I was doing stuff.
Yeah, no, we can't be watching things like that. We won't understand it fully otherwise. Yeah, so I need to watch that. I need to finish off watching the Harry Potter movies.
That's disappointing and disrespectful.
Well, I'm sorry. I've just been busy.
No, it's okay. I think there's a lot of people that have not watched Harry Potter, but I mean, those who haven't, where have you been, man? Get your head out the gutter.
I mean, I've heard like rumours about a new Harry Potter thing that they're doing.
Probably a TV series or something like that, but yeah, there's Harry Potter is definitely a must watch. I won't say must watch, okay? I'm not being dramatic about it, but it is good.
It is pretty good. Yeah.
If you sit down and watch it all.
Yeah. I didn't realise how much of a detective aspect was in the movie until I started watching them.
What do you mean?
Like, you know how like the kids kind of become detectives along the way where they're like, this is happening. Like, they find out a lot of things. Yeah. It's
not even that they find out, it's just happening to them everywhere they go.
Yeah, that's fair as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I found that very clever, the way they portrayed it.
Okay, so, yeah, no, you still need to watch the best one. I think, personally, Goblet of Fire is the best one out of all of them. Only because there's just so much that happens. There's so much action that happens.
Yeah.
The first two... Actually, no. Prisoner of Azkaban is good as well, but... Yeah, no. There's more action that goes on into this one, and it's kind of a tipping point from here on.
Right. Yeah, I need to watch it, because I've no clue what you must be talking about. I'm just like, okay. Yeah. There's another thing that we both haven't watched. Or maybe it's just me, I can't remember.
What?
Just like a lot of classic movies that just everybody knows about. I want to rewatch Madagascar, because I don't remember what happens in it.
Yeah, that was actually a good movie. Madagascar.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Shrek as well. There's so many adult references in that movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Last time we watched it, I caught up on something. I was like, oh, hold on, how did they clear that? Like,
they do that a lot. Even when you watch old cartoons or old Disney shows.
Yeah.
You'll see like hidden adult references that you didn't get when you were younger, and you look back, whoa.
I thought, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's kind of mad how they do sneak that in there, though. And then, like, you'll only know when you go back and revisit it. Yeah.
The King's Coronation is coming about.
It is.
Do you know what? I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I think people are making it bigger than it actually is.
You see, I have the same thought, but it's like it means a lot to some people.
That's where it comes. I had a conversation with a friend of mine about that.
Yeah.
Where imagine someone who's the people who have never witnessed this before, where a king is king. Someone's been.
I mean, that's a lot of
crowned
people
as
though.
a king, but then again, it's like, yeah, but how does that actually benefit us? It's fucked up. They're not even fucked up. It's like it's just a real thing. How does that benefit us at work? Everywhere you go, there's Union Jacks. There's actual cut out cardboards of Charles and his wife, and it's like, what the hell? I keep making jokes every time I'm in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you guys want to take a picture? You want to take a picture with them?
Yeah, no, I don't really like. I think it's just a matter of time. Like, I remember reading about, like, the reason why they have to do so many, like, public events and stuff is to stay relevant and to show people that, like, the good side of them. Like, oh, look, we're going out helping these people, helping that people. And it's all about, like, even when people publicize, like, bad things about them, it's still, like, the phrase what is it?
What?
When you get not publicized, but, like, when you get published, whether it's good or bad, it's still...
good publicity is bad. No, bad publicity is good publicity. Publicity. Publicity.
We both kind of butchered that, but yeah, basically. So it's just a way for them to stay relevant and, like, show that, like, they do need to be here. But realistically, we don't actually know what goes down. I mean, I feel like it must be terrible being born in that family.
Why?
Like, just constantly, like, all the rules. It's just like, when does it end for them as well?
Well, what about the other side where they're, like, just rich? They can do anything they want. They can go anywhere they want.
You could say that,
do anything
but
they want.
That's how it may come across. But I don't think it is actually that way. I think they have too many rules to actually have free will in the family. Like, if you're born into the family.
I don't think so. I think they get up to a lot of things and you just don't see it because they are in control of, all media and all this stuff. Not all of it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Where a lot of things are covered up. Look about the guy about Andrew. What's his name? The pedo. Was he pedo or was he?
It wasn't he, like, in something with Jeffrey.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Whatever his name is.
Jeffrey Epstein
That's
Island
the
and all
one.
that
I was
stuff.
going to say Einstein. That was going to be wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all such hush hush because he's a part of the royal family. So there's a lot of things under that have just been pushed under the rug that we don't know about. I'm sure there's been. True. I'm not sure, but there's got to be where there's been murders that have happened. And they've just not said. Well, there's even other murders. Like they've taken over Britain. Meaning they've gone over the world and they've what's that word? Not conquered. Colonized.
Yeah.
A lot of places.
Yeah.
Now, here's where I kind of draw the line, though. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, yeah, he should come out and say he, meaning Charles, apologize for his ancestors, what they did when they were in power." I don't believe that because he wasn't even born when all of this was happening. Well, I don't know that. I don't know the facts, whatever. But he was too young to understand what the hell was going on.
But you see, people would say that he's older now.
He's older now, yeah, but what is he supposed to feel guilty for? What his family's wrongdoing? Like, let's say our family members who's died now, right? They did the wrong things, and people are telling us to apologize for it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are just saying, like, they'll accept him as king once they give back all the things they've taken. Like, for example, like, they took diamonds and stuff like the Kohinoor, all that from India. They stole a lot of things from a lot of places when they were colonizing, and they're yet to give it back. And so a lot of, like, countries and places are saying, well, no, like, why should we support you? You've still got all our stuff. Like, do you get what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, a lot of people are still like,
in that
back
aspect,
things you've taken.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just start throwing, not throwing, just giving the things back.
Throwing.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, everything I've said, that's just what I've, like, seen from, like, research and stuff. But I still have yet a lot of research to do to, like, actually
do you
determine
even want to
my
research
standpoint on it. Not really. Like, when the Queen was in control, I think that's when I cared more. But I didn't find out a lot of things until, like, this happened. I don't know. After her death, it just felt weird. It almost felt like the unexpected has happened, even though everyone knows everyone's going to die at some point. It's like, you don't really expect someone like the Queen to die.
I think it was
Oddly.
just... The Queen died and it was all over the news, publicised, and that's why we know. If she died and it wasn't on the news, we wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if George from down the street passed away, no one knows the person. Like, no, it's not in the news.
Yeah.
No one's going to know. No one's going to, be upset about it.
Yeah, I think people are very concerned about how King Charles is going to rule, like, considering, like, most of his life decisions are quite questionable to people. But then at the same time, it's like, well, that was his life, he made his life decisions and he has to live with it, so.
Yeah, I don't want to look into it, to be honest. I don't really care what he does and what he doesn't do.
It's quite daunting.
It doesn't benefit my life. It doesn't do anything in any way that's going to change whatever I do and whatnot.
I mean, I've not been excited about the Coronation. I don't even think I'm going to watch it. I don't even know what time it is, but...
Yeah, but it's not even the case. I get that, but it's not even the case of me or whether I will or will not watch it. It's just...
Do you care?
It's not on my... It's just not there. Like, I get that. I know now why and what's happening. Not why it's happening. Well, I do know why, but also what time is going to happen and all that stuff, because it's all to do at work is throw it at you. What's happening? What are you going to do? Where are you going to be when you're watching it? I don't care. I'm not watching it. I'm sorry.
It's like, it's a big thing for England, right? Because we live here, we're supposed to care. But at the same time, it's like, you're right, it doesn't directly affect us, realistically. But also, like, the one thing that kind of bugs me, right? And I was like, Superstores, yeah, why have you done this? Anything to do with the branding of Jubilee, instantly £4, like, more expensive. Anything. Like, they've printed so much stuff and it's like £4 extra, like £5 extra. Why? Like,
I don't think it's stupid. That's smart. They know that people are going to watch. They want people to buy that stuff.
Like the branding.
Yeah, it's going to put it up. Whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's clever from them, but I think it's ridiculous for the people that actually go out and buy it. And a lot of people just be like,
yeah, but
it's a one-time thing.
There's a lot of things that's ridiculous. Like the amount of people on the streets right now because they're homeless. And we're going to be celebrating this and how much money is going to be put into this, where that money could have been used to be, putting back into the community. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, there's a lot.
And it's shit because all we can do is talk about it, but nothing's actually going to go down, and nothing's actually going to benefit from it. Like, what? Oh my God, he's now got a crown on his head.
He's now got a crown on his head.
He's so old, his head will probably break off.
Oh my God. I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The royal family's a weird one. It's like, you love them or you hate them. There's kind of no in between.
Or you just don't care about it.
Okay, that's the in between.
I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Being okay with where you are and trusting the process. Are you good at this?
I feel like we've spoken about this.
I think we've really gone in depth though. I think we just touched on it.
Okay. So being okay with where you are and
trusting the process.
Trusting the process. I think that it's easier said than done to trust the process, because saying it and meaning it are two separate things. You get to I think you get to attach to trying to do the right thing or trying to get your life to the next stage, that you forget, like, it's not how it works. You can't force it.
Yeah.
Just like accepting where you are. It's harder, yeah. It's one of them ones, easier said than done. Why?
I don't know. I feel like I've always believed in it, and so it's easy for me to say it, like you said. But sometimes I do catch myself being like, okay, what am I actually doing? Because as much as you can say, like, trust the process, you still have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You can't just let that phrase stop you from actually putting in the work to do what you need to do. And so I do have the moments where I do catch myself being like, okay, well, what are you really doing right now? Like, realistically, what are you doing with your life at this time? Are you okay with doing whatever you're doing or not doing anything at all? And then I would be like, sometimes you're like, yeah, you know what? This is part of my process. This is part of my journey. There's going to be times where you're stuck or you're struggling or you just need a breather, right? And so you should allow yourself to have that. And then there's times where I'll just be like, I need to do more. I need to be doing more right now, you know? Yeah. And so it's like being okay with the fact that you trust the process is like, it's not a big thing, but it's nice to know that you're not the only one to have the doubts or, you know, like to feel. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because whenever you are in that state of mind of thinking that things are getting too much or you don't think you can handle it, you do forget that other people are feeling that way too. Mm-hmm. And then also telling yourself that, you know, you gotta trust the process. I don't think it's anything about being good or bad at it. Mm-hmm. Because you know, you handle it the way you feel most comfortable about handling it. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I think I'm okay with it. Again, because I check in with myself quite often.
Yeah.
I do often tend to say to myself that this is just the way it is. Everything does happen for a reason. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay in this moment in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm okay with being, you know, trusting that process.
That's good.
And then being okay with where I am right now. It's hard though when you don't feel like you are okay with the moment. But I always am grateful for those moments because the hardest times that you have are the times that test you the most.
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine told me one time that God or whatever you believe in, I think I've said this before, they wouldn't give you these hardships if they didn't think that you could handle it.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to look at it whenever you are feeling like you are struggling.
Mm-hmm. You're being tested for a reason because you can take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you impatient?
When I'm hungry. I'm impatient when I'm hungry. Like, the littlest things can annoy me. And it's bad.
Yeah.
I get hangry.
I was just about to say, you get hangry, right?
Mm-hmm. It could be the silly little things that just, like, pile up so quickly where I'm like, no, fuck off. This is not funny.
Yeah. I get hangry too.
Yeah.
But mine's more like I'll just get emotional and cry as well.
I think you get impatient sometimes when... it's weird. I see you get impatient in times where I'm like, why are you... It makes no sense for you to be impatient at that time. But I guess for you, it's another thing.
Maybe you see me being irritated as impatient sometimes. Do you know when sometimes like I'll say things in a way that seems like I'm being impatient? It's just me being irritated most of the time.
I'll give you an example of what I mean.
Go for it.
The computer, when it turns on, you're like moving the mouse around, like trying to make it work faster. In those moments, I'm like, it's going to turn on. It's not like it's not going to turn on.
I think in that time, I'm more thinking about what I need to be doing next. Do you get what I mean? Like now so that will normally be like right after we've recorded, I just need to upload like the footage onto our hard drive. And then once I've done that, I'm able to take that to my laptop and edit. And then we start the editing process. But just that time, like that it takes to do that, I'm thinking about what I have to do next. Yeah. Which is either like, you know, go downstairs, eat, wash the dishes, whatever. Like whatever it is, what I need to be doing next is the thing that will be on my mind. And
I do that too.
Yeah.
I just don't do the bit where you're just like, oh, come on. Like, what the hell?
I don't react like that. I just be like, oh, this is taking bare long, you know?
Yeah, well, the same thing.
I'm just spitting facts at that point. Look how long the mic takes bare long to actually come on.
It's not that long, though, in the great scale of things. Like, come on.
It is, though. Anyways, I would say I'm quite a patient person. There's little things that'll annoy me here and there. Right. That being one of them. But it doesn't annoy me to the point where I'll like, you know, annoyed.
It's just one or two times where that does happen, where you get, you know, impatient. Yeah. And same with me as well. I will get impatient. Even sometimes when I'm not hungry, I will get impatient.
Yeah.
But that's when I feel like I get more impatient when, let's say we've got a set time to go to somewhere.
I was just thinking that for you, yeah.
That stresses me out so much, just
Mm.
being late to things, and that's when I start to become impatient. But I don't think it's impatience. That's more, like,
just your will to want to be somewhere on time, for once.
yeah, for once with everyone.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's. Yeah, I don't think that counts.
I don't think that counts either, to be fair. Yeah. Do you know when you get anxiety, do you ever feel where it is in your body? Like, can you, like, when you feel anxious, can you feel, like, is it, like, up here? Is it, like, in your stomach or anything? And the reason why I bring this up is because today I was watching this, like you know, this one of the Snapchat story things. And they were talking about one of these actors, and I forgot his name, but he's a phenomenal actor. And he, in every single photo, like, on a red carpet, you'll see him with his hand, like, on his stomach or, like, around his torso area. And nobody ever picked up on it until recently. One of his co-stars did the same thing. And she was like, I've noticed you do this quite a lot. And then he said to her, and it was caught on camera, like, oh, I always hold it because this is where my anxiety lies. And that's why whenever he's on the red carpet, and he always has his stomach, like, his hand on his stomach, because that's where his anxiety is. And so to stop himself from, like, you know, whatever, he puts that there, and it's, like, comforting to know, like, you know, like, you're okay, kind of thing,
got
you know?
himself, yeah.
That's kind of like his protective shield in a way. And so when I heard about that, I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like, people can tell where their anxieties come up to, and it helps them to know that, to be able to be like, calm down, like, you're good, you're surrounded by people, you're okay, kind of thing. So, like, I feel like that kind of was like to me, it came across like a defense mechanism. Like, that's what he would do to, like, stop himself from, you know, whatever. And I respect the fact that he never hid it or anything. He just said it straight. And then, like, his co-star, like, could relate. And so, yeah. But that was a really cool, like, what I learned today about. People are able to realise where it is in their body.
Yeah, I've heard about that as well, where your anxiety can make you feel physical pain. Which is basically what that is, where he says that that's where he feels his anxiety.
Physical pain? I thought it's more like
sometimes you can get aches and pains. Sometimes it is to do with that, like your mental side that makes you feel like that, not just like you work out and you hurt your arm, or you know.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise you get physical pain.
You can get physical pain from mental stuff.
Okay.
With that being said, I think my anxiety lies in my legs. Somewhere in my legs, because I just tend to just tap it out.
Shaking, yeah.
I'll be tapping it out, shaking it out all the time. When I'm at work and I feel like I'm okay, my legs are going. Someone at work said, "Are you okay?" And I was like full on, like, having a good day. I was having a really good day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy, excited. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my work. But my legs are always going, no matter what.
Yeah. And then, like, is that what made you realise that, or did you know it beforehand?
My legs go sometimes without me even knowing.
Oh, same.
Like, I don't even have to think about it. Sometimes I'm there, and I have to actively stop it.
Same. Yeah, that happens to me too. And it'll be weird, because sometimes it's not just my legs. Like, I'll just be shaking. Like, it'll be like my arms as well. I'm like, oh my god, why am I shaking? Like, what's going on? And I remember we did a bit of research a couple months back, because we know someone that, like, every time they sit down, they're shaking like this.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was to do with, that was their body's way of relieving stress. And so it could really be anything, but if you believe that's where your anxiety lies.
I guess it's not my anxiety though. I think it's more like stress, but it's like stress in the back of my mind.
Right.
Like, because it's not like always there.
Yeah, sometimes your body needs to release it. It might not be on your mind, so yeah. But yeah, I found that quite interesting. I was like, that's kind of mad. Like, your body has a way of, like, releasing stress without you knowing.
Yeah, I don't know then where my anxiety lies. I think it's just all in my head. Where it comes to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to, like, purposely start breathing heavier than I usually do. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like mine, when I do feel it, it starts to feel like bad, like, you know, the bad kind of butterflies. Then it slowly rises up towards my chest. And then that's when I kind of need to stop it before it comes all the way up. Because then I feel like I'll just choke. on whatever, my words or my food or whatever the hell I'm doing. So I kind of just, you know, control it. And I'm very blessed in the sense that I'm able to acknowledge when I'm feeling it, like, before it gets too bad or before I'm too far gone.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I don't get it as often because I'm able to, like, you know, recognize if I'm about to feel it as well. So then I'll kind of just, like, talk to myself, like, talk myself down, like, you're okay, whatever it is. Or I'll just ramble in the room with whoever I'm with.
Yeah.
It happens a lot when I'm driving. Like, I'll be talking to mom constantly on the way there. Get to a point where I'm probably giving the poor woman a headache, but I'm just talking constantly about random shit that's been, like, in the back of my mind or something, and it helps. I feel lighter afterwards. I don't know what it is, but I love long drives with mom in the car because she's such a good listener, and half the time she'll just be agreeing and not listening, but it still helps me. Do you get what I mean? Just listen to people, man.
Yeah, just, you know, there's a saying, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen more. And don't try and respond straight away.
Yeah.
Just hear them out.
Yeah, I'm learning to not cut people off. Like, I'm learning to try and let people finish before I talk, unless I feel like they're struggling with their words and I want to help them. Because I feel like I interrupt people a lot. It's worse on FaceTime because, you know, the connection's not as good. So, like, they might be talking, then it might just freeze, but they're still talking. And then you start to go, oh, no, never mind, sorry.
But that's not your fault. That's just technology and how it is.
Yeah.
But I don't see you cutting people off all the time.
Yeah. I don't intend to do it. Sometimes it's more like right now, just then you were talking and I just spoke. It's more like sometimes I know for a fact if I don't say it now, I'm going to forget what I want to say. Because that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens to me too.
Yeah, like if I don't say what I'm thinking right now, in the next second I'm going to forget. So sometimes it's the urgency of just getting it out.
Yeah, and then sometimes people should say something, but they don't say anything, and then later on they're like, why didn't I say something about that moment?
Yeah.
You know, and then they're all constantly thinking what could have been and how different that conversation could have gone.
Yeah. It's very true. I know I've been victim to that. But then I also always think, like, okay, well, the outcome was fine regardless, like, you know.
Of course, yeah.
And so
you can't go back.
Helps.
Yeah, you can't go back. That's why I'm like, with when it happens, straight away I'm like, well, I can't change it now, so let's move on.
Yeah. There's no point of dwelling over something that happened however long ago.
Okay. Question of the day. Do you feel inspired today?
I do. I do feel inspired today. Do you?
No.
No.
But that's okay. You can't expect yourself to be 10 out of 10 every day.
I wouldn't say I'm 10 out of 10, even
you know
even when I'm inspired.
You know what I mean, though, like inspired to do something. But if you got inspired to do something yesterday and then you continue doing that the next day.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I'm on the grind. That's basically what I'm at.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, with that said, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications and share if you like it. See you next week.
Peace.
Bye.